Alright, fine. Pass the buck on the way. Alright, so yesterday's adventure has passed. It is the next morning. Most of you are still tired and you wake up in the inn. You go downstairs and you see two familiar faces that you haven't seen in a while. It is the Tabakshi and... Actually, Farzad, how do you want to handle this scenario?
Oh, sure. You see the half-elf being escorted by the police back inside the inn, and the police tell him, any more of this funny business from you, and you will be in jail for a lengthy period of time. By the way,
Oh, are you
Selmina's
me?
there shaking her head disapprovingly.
Selmina's not there, it's a circuit.
Okay, never mind. Circuit search.
Yes, 20 gold is gone from your inventory, by the way, for the fine.
Damn, that's like all I had.
Yeah, well.
Do I get the 20 gold?
No.
No.
Why?
Why would you
try to kill my servant?
I didn't try to kill him. I just tried to brutally maim him.
Okay, this is where I have to. Like, Shadman, you're reacting to it as a character. This is a player thing.
My bad.
We just went over this.
Yeah, my bad.
The police leave the half-elf alone. The rest of you are kind of stiff and scared and very wary of the half-elf right now. He did just try to murder someone.
I give the half-elf a glare.
I glare right back.
I tell Safin to give a glare as well.
Safin,
Tell him to make him feel uncomfortable.
Safin is still in bed recovering.
Oh, never mind. I go and sit next. I go sit at the bar and order a drink.
Toblin says, "Big man, you are back. How was adventure?" As he pours you a drink.
Oh, hello, Toblin. Yeah, good. I think I made some money yesterday. How about you?
Toblin see many people go in and out, but Toblin also see many people say very scary things.
Oh no. Sorry, I'm so sorry, Toblin.
Toblin don't like violence. Toblin like being inside.
Rosy guy, aren't you? Can you please give me a beer?
He pours you a beer.
Oh, I motion to the half-elf to come sit with me. I need to have a talk with him.
I'd rather not, so I walk away.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Well, I was gonna stand near some guy in case anything went wrong, since I was worried that in case the half-elf was actually after him rather than the other guy.
I was bird watching.
From inside?
No, from the windows.
Okay.
Me being a bird, I wave at her.
I wave back at Dornick Shafter.
I'm just gonna come in and grab a drink and sit by myself.
Can I grab a drink with you, Dornick Shafter?
Feel free.
Can I grab a drink with Dornick Shafter?
Okay, Toblin poured the two of you a drink as well. All three of you are now at the bar. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm in the corner meditating.
Well, there's four people at the bar, but I'm there too.
Everyone's in the downstairs room. The half-elf is sulking in a corner, looking very angry. The Tabakshis and the Arakokran and... What is Shadman right now?
An orc.
I look like Zorvarax.
And a second Zorvarax are all drinking at the bar.
Why do you always be me? Be someone else.
Where is Ningyo's in a corner meditating? Where is Rizvil?
Oh, he's
muted and deafened.
Razil's here is quietly sitting at a table.
Yeah, and you guys hear Mialos the goblin just bitching about his sister once again. Yes, third day in a row. He really doesn't have anything new to bitch about.
I go look for Saki's room.
Sure. How do you plan on doing that?
what did he
I
say?
asked Goblin.
Who?
Do
Dublin very confused. Dublin no not know anyone.
I point to Shungui and said his manservant.
Oh, big man's manservant, yes? He is
Yes, yes.
asleep.
Would it be possible for me to go see him?
He is asleep.
I'll go wake him up.
But he is asleep.
Okay, fine. Tell me when he's awake.
Okay. Do you want drink?
After this happens,
Sure,
I go to Toblin and I ask him where Selena is because I want to talk to my fellow elf.
She out.
Well, then I take a drink and I try to go downstairs to the basement where the guild is because I want to check out what
I
else
think
is
we're already
happening
there,
down
no?
there.
Okay.
It's empty though, huh? Oh, everyone's like doing their day job. Except Selmina, who's out.
Yeah, I just want to sit in the basement.
Okay.
Okay. So, seeing that there's no immediate danger to Shungui, I go over to talk to the half elf. I ask it, how were the jails here?
It was pretty alright. The time flew by. As you can see, I'm out already.
Is there anyone how did you get caught?
Well, it's not an issue of how I got caught. I kind of did the act in broad daylight.
The public stunt?
Yeah, like everyone saw it.
Well,
So, but I got my objective done on figuring out a way out of being lost.
well, that's one way to approach the situation. I admire your bravery.
I don't think it's bravery. I just get a bit aggravated at times.
I see. Well, I'll keep that in mind in my future interactions with you. Have a nice day. And I walk back to Shungui.
Circuit walks up to you behind the bar and introduces herself. She's a tabaxi with a snow leopard print, and she says, "Well, you must be the one who got caught in jail, huh? Heard about your little interaction."
Yeah, it was a fun interaction. Like I lost a lot of money, but it is what it is. At least I'm free now. That makes me happy.
Well, if you're looking for work, the guild is looking for new members. A bunch of you adventurers here have been doing commissions for us left and right. We wouldn't mind having one board on. We've heard you've been a skilled warrior before. You were a soldier, I take it? Looking from your...
An adventure, actually.
Oh, do tell me more.
Oh, sidebar, actually, Nuhan, I sent you my character sheet.
Where?
Check our group chat, the non-otakus one.
Why do people send them to like different places? All right, keep
Because it was open.
Keep going. Let this interaction finish.
Okay, like, yeah, I'd be more than happy to join the guild. It'll allow me to explore more.
Yeah, I was hoping it would say that because the police released us on a fine in exchange for you serving the guild. So no isn't really an option. But glad we're
And that isn't very nice. That kind of ticks me off a little bit.
We had to make arrangements, you know? But we're glad to have you.
Fine, I guess I don't really have a choice here. Would rather not go back to prison.
Smart person.
I look at Zorvarex and ask him if he would down to do one more quest today.
I mean, I have the time and I need the money, so I'd be happy to if you have anything in mind.
I ask Circuit. I look at Circuit and ask him if there's any quests on the board. Quests on hand for today.
Well, you guys can check the commissions board. It's downstairs.
Unless you want to continue.
Continue?
No,
I go up to Aryanrod and apologize for my previous behavior. I was having an off day.
Well, what do you say?
I am sorry for all the harsh words I said, although I do feel you were a bit too aggressive with everyone around.
Darian?
I was having a bad day too. I was in my winter season. I no longer am.
All right. So long as things are clear between us.
I can earn my forgiveness later on.
Nohan, do
I
you
go
wanna
and check
continue
the
DMing?
quest.
Can I go to the quest
First,
board? I make my way to the quest board after seeing Zorvarax and Zorvarax go down there.
I also go to the commission board.
Yeah, the
What do you
commission
say, Nohan?
Verzad,
Should I go? Or do you want to take a break, Wolo?
you can take over the commissions board.
Okay.
I'd like to approach Circuit for a second before I go.
Okay. Do you deal with DS? Nohan, I'll do
Okay,
the
DS, do you
commission
need a
board.
sidebar?
I just have a question. So.
Okay.
Yeah, all of you go to the. You should do it in the other VC.
Okay.
We'll. Yeah, you all look at.
All right.
What's the question?
Well, I wanted to ask you about Z, the guy who brought us here. What do you know about him?
Back up a second. Who are you asking?
The person who brought us here on our first day.
No. Who are you speaking to? Who is this directed to?
This is
Me
directed
or
to Circuit. Because
Okay.
there's no one else in the thing that I can ask this question to. So, yeah.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about this Ara Kokran who brought us here on day one after we saved him from his...
I don't know. I don't recall meeting any Arrow Cochrane other than yourself.
The half-elf might have been a better person to answer this, but he was the one who introduced us to her. Yet here we are.
Huh. Must be some kind of adventure then.
I'm just wondering how he knew about this place and why he didn't take us anywhere else.
Well, there's a lot of people who are affiliated with the guild. We can't keep track of every single one of them, but I'm sure somebody like an Arrow Cochrane would stand out.
Mm-hmm. Well...
But then again, we don't discriminate much. After all, you're one of us. I'm one of them.
Yeah, there might be a while till I can say I'm one of you.
Oh. No, we get a lot of humanoids looking at us differently anyway, even though we're on the same side.
Well, thank you for your information.
Well, the rest of the adventures are at the quest board. I suggest you follow them.
That's what I will do.
Yeah. But there's not much information about it.
Yeah. So upon seeing this, I turn back to the group and say, I think we should help the farmlands, as people like that don't have any other method of dealing with their problems other than resorting to adventurers. Those people might be in serious danger right now. Whereas I'm pretty sure that the town mayor already has guards, but I don't think there's anyone there to protect these people.
I say to the group
sorry. Okay, go ahead.
For me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to do a sidebar.
I say to the group, I'm content with any quest so long as it helps me grow in strength.
Sorry, could you repeat that, Ninkyo? You got cut off.
Yeah.
I am content with any quest so long as it helps me grow in strength.
I see, okay.
Well, I have been perusing the board and thinking down here for a little while, and I would personally like to do the bodyguard quest, although the reasons behind which I don't want to disclose.
Okay, so I want to do a sidebar. So Riyasat and Samia, can you guys change your names to your character names, because like we kind of forget.
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
Okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
It is not just...
So I turned to Shumgui and said, I don't mind if you decide to do the bodyguarding mission, but I feel like I should be going for the.
Hey, Farzad, we have an issue.
What?
We need to call Freddie.
Is the bot not working?
Bot's not working. I'm gonna find an alternative in the meanwhile.
So delay the combat sequence as long as possible.
For any ability checks.
We have a dice. I have a dice. It's good. I just have to do the mental math of adding everyone's rolls.
I'm still calling Freddie. Remove and re-add the bot for a bit.
I don't think that's gonna solve it. I think the bot's having problems on its own. And also, Rias said summon him on system channel. We have that for a reason.
I forget.
Right. What were you going to say, Shumgui?
Okay, so I joined the group and I asked for a vote from the entire group on who wants what, and I'll count the votes.
I think Zorvarax made a very good point about the village, like the farm people needing our help more. So upon hearing his plea, I changed my mind, and I would like to vote for that as well.
I would like to flip a coin between the farm people and the bodyguarding. So I'm gonna do that.
I would still personally like to do the bodyguard quest. Personally, but if as a group we decide to help the farm people, I will lend my abilities.
We're having a vote, so just cast your vote.
I vote farm
people. I vote bodyguard.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 3 farm people, 1 bodyguard. I look at Nino and I look at Dornick, and I ask for their votes.
I feel like these creatures on the farm may have more strength than whatever is after the mayor. So,
right, 4 for farm.
I work for no man. I'd rather kill.
Very well.
Okay, so as the votes decide, we shall do farm.
All right.
I look at Arya and Rod and say we shall do the mayor quest once we finish the farm quest.
That's all right. I understand that people need our help.
Can I be back in like 2 minutes? My internet's bothering me again. I'll just restart the router.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry. We'll continue until you're back. Don't worry about it.
So, I look to the group and I'm a bit more. Continue.
Oh, sorry. Before we go to the farms, I would like to look around the inn to see if there are any books, just to know what creatures are common in these areas, so we have a little more knowledge before we go to the farm.
My character looks a little distressed and a little impatient upon hearing that, and I say, I really think we should get there earlier rather than later. But if you really think this will help, go ahead. But I'd like to get there as quick as possible.
I go and find Circuit and I ask Circuit if she knows what's going on at the farm.
No, that's why it's on the commission board, Miss Sumgoi.
I also
the idea to find out what is happening.
I also speak to Circuit and ask her whether there is any place in town where I could pick up some health potions before we set out on our mission.
Well, look at your look at your robe. There are health potions right there. Along with a set of really massive dogs I see. Interesting.
2 of them.
But is there anywhere where I could find books about this region and find out what kind of creatures are prevalent?
Yes, there are a few books down in the cellar.
Okay, so I look through the cellar and what?
Just do a history check.
Okay, history. But how?
Bots are not working.
There's no
Uh,
change rules.
right.
Okay,
Can I-
Luke, we're gonna need you to do a roll here.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Nohan, could you do a roll for
No,
Zana?
hang on. What's your history modifier?
+2.
Okay. 1d20. Let's see how this works. D20. Oh, stop. 14.
Plus
So
two.
you have
Yeah, you look through the books of the history of the nearby area. You don't really see anything that would be harming the farmlands. There are terrors and monsters lurking in the depths below, but the only the goblins and kobolds they tend to come to the surface, and it's usually for raid. It's never for acts of violence and murder that has been plaguing the farmlands for the past couple of weeks.
And it was said that it's an unknown thing that's terrorizing them, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that hasn't been identified in the history of this land.
Yeah. It hasn't been identified at all, so no,
Yeah.
So I then talked to Circuit. Is that her name?
Her. Circuit's a she, by the way, guys.
Her. Yeah, I said her.
She, her pronouns, please.
Okay.
Yes,
Circuit,
I remember.
Yeah, you did say her.
Yeah. So I talked to Circuit. I appear to be getting more distressed. I asked her how many people have already been hurt.
A dozen, at least.
I look aggrieved by this information and simply start pacing.
Couple dozen animals, probably. Yeah, it's been real rough on them.
May I ask a question? Does that is force or being just hurt animals, or do they hurt people as well?
They hurt any living thing. These creatures.
So do they completely murder or just maim and leave?
Those who are lucky enough to escape are maimed. Those who are not are murdered.
Could we? Is there a morgue or a place where the bodies are kept where we could? Oh, I mean, never mind. I'll say this later when we get to.
We could just talk to the people who have survived the attacks and see if they can relay any information.
Yeah, I think.
Okay,
I think we should
so
now
I
get to the farm.
I turn to the group and ask if there's anything anyone needs in preparation before we head out.
Oh, I want to go see your manservant.
He's still asleep.
He needs a few.
I glare at him. I glare at him and I turn to the others.
I slip Shung Hoi 1 gold.
You don't have any gold.
I don't have any gold.
I had 25 gold, amusingly.
Oh, yeah. It's a talk. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
I slip Shung Hoi 1 gold, and I'm like, "Are we cool, bro?"
I give him a cruel, mean rich person look.
Dude, you gotta use words. I don't know what these looks mean.
Just post some anime person being smug in the chat or something.
Wait, I got you.
Oh, can't wait for this, bro.
While this happens, I would like to do a little prayer to my state patron, who no one knows who it is, but I would just like to go to a corner and make a little prayer. I'm a religious person.
So after hearing Rico Puerto, I turn to Corin and ask if she has any healing spells.
I do. I actually have a very strong healing spell.
So would you assist me in healing my manservant?
Your manservant is healed already. That was part of how he got to you.
Shungui. So unfortunately, the restriction I have is that I can only perform 4 spells a day, and we might be going into battle soon when we go on our quest. So you might want to save that spell for yourself.
Okay, you make a fair point. Okay, so all in favor of heading out?
I take
am,
the gold back because of lack of acknowledgement.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
Watching on
let's
her?
all stop dilly-dallying and head out.
Yeah. I follow Rico
We
point.
Alright.
Zorvarax should take the lead as the
Um,
dev.
Yeah, I
Yes,
agree.
and
I
is
am a
Raziel
ranger.
coming with us?
I have
I
a lot of.
asked him.
I can check out the terrain, and I work well as a scout.
Alright.
Well,
So
then you
then,
guys can both take the lead then.
so he's in front of me, and I'm just behind him, and yeah.
So
Um,
all of you are going, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I want to ask Raziel if he's coming with us, even though he was in the bar, the
Yeah, I
restaurant
think
place.
he's at a table sleeping or something.
He doesn't respond to me. He's meditating.
I
I
very well.
Raziel, would you like to say anything, or will the party move on without you?
Imagine if he's AFK, bro. He just comes back later and says,
think
"Oh
he
wait, I
might
wanted to go."
I think he might be. Tagged
No, Josh,
Why,
Josh,
because
no,
he's-
really, we got it. We got to answer.
I don't think he's
I think
here.
he's a.
Let's just
He's not
continue.
here. Let's just move
We'll
on.
work
He's
him in if he comes back. Let's.
He did undeafen himself recently.
He did actually. Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
I'll write him a little
Josh,
note.
you're muted. I
let
hope
him
you know you're muted, brother.
I tagged him.
I'll just leave my
Is
fellow
it-
warlock a note
Okay,
in case he wants to
yeah.
come follow us.
Why don't I carry him?
Circuit
No, let
informed
him-
you guys that Raziel is on standby in case you guys need backup.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that good enough?
Yeah, I'll
Reveal
just
and
leave him a note so he knows where we're going. You know that we're going to the
Circuit,
bar.
no. Circuit will fill him in.
Okay.
I was thinking maybe I could take
Okay.
the
Thank you,
thing off,
Circuit.
the request off the board and just put it in front of him or something.
Okay,
If-
so
Circuit.
It
Can I
tells
go?
you that I will let him if he awakens. I am sure he will join you promptly. But for now, if you want to get some legwork done before it is too late, I suggest you leave promptly.
Yes, I agree. I immediately start leaving.
this we head up. Yeah.
Do you want me to upload the map again? Just have an idea of where you guys are going.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It is pinned in Dungeons and Dragons stuff, right?
Yeah, but I'll just upload it again.
Okay,
you
so the
got-
farmlands are further out to the top right.
Going to the farmlands, yeah, in the top right of the map.
So we have to leave the northwest gate, northeast gate.
You leave through Champion's Gate, but no, you leave through Gemstone Pool area.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What do we
Yeah.
see in Gemstone Pool while we're walking through it?
Well, you walked through there before. It's in the same fancy, opulent buildings. You guys see City Hall. It's like very lavishly made with the finest marble.
Can I ask, is this all taking place just after our previous mission?
Yeah, this is the following morning.
The
Following
day.
morning. Okay, yeah, all right.
You have not received the gold because
No, I'm just wondering what time it is. I was wondering if it was right after, then it would still be nighttime when we're going out. But okay, no. If it's the next day, then it's still the daytime. Yeah.
it's still the daytime. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You see like a lot of opulent, like fancy ass buildings with like fancy people like dwarves with like bunch of gemstones on them. Yeah, well dressed humans. It's the high class society. But once you make it out of the gates of the city, you just see the squalor and the filth that the rest of the people are living in, and it's the refugee camp basically. These folks have come from like towns from all over the region, whether it's because of natural disasters or monster outbreaks.
We're in
They all
search
have
of we're in search of better
Yeah.
economic options. Oh, I'm doing it again.
Like it's a whole set of buildings outside the wild type area. But anyways, yeah, and then you make it past. As you guys are walking, you guys pass the farmers exchange, and you see a bunch of what seem to be farmers coming and going
I
into
turn to
like
the group. I turn to
don't
the group
interrupt.
and ask if
Interrupt me,
anyone
Shadman.
notices anything.
Hey, Shadman, don't interrupt me. I wasn't done.
Oh, so sorry.
It's quite a large structure. It used to be a barn, but now has been repurposed into an administrative building that also has food storage. Yeah, continue.
I turn to the group and ask if anyone notices anything in particular.
I say that instead of trying to notice stuff, I think we should ask the farmers for what has happened here so far first.
I would like to investigate the farmland.
I'm curious about the refugees.
I think we should talk to the farmers first, find out which farms have been attacked so we can go to those first.
Quick clarifying question for Zal: have they actually made it to the farm, or are they still in the camp?
They're like in the border between the camps and the farm.
Okay, just make sure you establish how much time has passed.
Yeah, like it took them like half an hour to reach where they are at now.
I look to someone walking nearby. I look for someone walking nearby to ask if they know about the farms being attacked.
All right, whoever wants to ask the farmers stay here. I think.
So talking is in my best.
No, Ningyo was interested in the refugees, and
Oh yeah, but it's okay if it.
Orin, you were interested. You were investigating the farm. So, do you guys want to sidebar and do it?
It is in the farmland that the random acts of violence are taking place, though, so it's better to go there as a group for safety.
Yeah, we can look at the refugees later, thank you.
Although I am also interested in the refugees because I remember Shamgai. What
So
Shamgai
we're
said.
here on a job. We should do our job right first, and then we can investigate and talk to the refugees if we need to. But I think we should first find out which farms are being attacked.
I'm happy with either.
Very well. I'm keen to fight. So let's go.
So, you just asked one of the farmers going out of the building, "What's up?"
Yeah, well, I guess there should be some farmers that are like outside talking. I approach them and I ask them if they know anything about the attacks that are happening.
Hello, attacks? No, not these parts. It's much deeper into the farmland area.
In which direction, may I ask?
Well,
The northern farms?
well, you just keep on going northeast, I suppose.
Okay, thank you. I'll go back to the group and I'll tell them that we should go towards the northeast farms because those are the farms that are being attacked.
And now we can go investigate the area and ask refugees, right?
So I walk over to the farmer as well and ask him, do you know how many people have been affected by this, and do you know what sorts of injuries they're receiving?
The farmer looks positively spooked and is kind of nervous to talk to you. Shh! Keep your voice down. We don't really talk about that kind of stuff here right now.
I see. That's unfortunate. Is there another place we could perhaps talk about this?
Okay, look. I didn't say anything to you, but come meet me in the afternoon later, all right? Like, someplace quiet, right? No one's really willing to talk about this right now, okay? Capiche?
Yep, thank you very much. And I whisper that, and then I turn around and walk backwards to the group, and then tell them to get close to me.
I walk towards Zorvarex.
So yeah, I tell them I try to get them into a little huddle, and I whisper to them that the farmer intends to give us some information around the afternoon time. There's too many eyes here, so I suggest we wait here until afternoon, or we do some investigation in the meantime. But we should try to be here to get that information.
I think we could go a little further ahead. I think we have some time until the afternoon. I think we could go to the farms that are directly affected and talk to the people that live in those farms. And then come back in the afternoon to talk to this farmer.
So how long, sidebar, how long is it till afternoon?
I thought it already was afternoon.
No, it's
like
midday. It's like midday-ish, a bit more than
it's
midday.
not midday yet. Nearing midday, like let's say 11-ish. Yeah.
The afternoon is probably like 3:30 or something. So we've got a while.
I turn to the group and I say, so I feel like I can handle this. I can go talk to the farmer instead of Zorvarex because I can look like Zorvarex. And I feel like I can get some information out of this farmer. And I feel Zorvarex is more important to the combat abilities, like handling enemies in this group. So I can handle the persuasion while Zorvarex handles combat.
But don't you think that lying to them might cause some sort of friction we don't need?
I don't feel comfortable lying to a farmer. And we don't know, what if he sees through your deception?
Also,
like your illusion. And realizes you're not him.
Plus, the situation itself is kind of sketchy, so we can't be sure you'll be entirely safe.
Yeah, it's better to.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's better to not let someone separate from the group entirely.
I think since some of us here wanted to look into the refugees, perhaps we could split apart. Some of you could investigate, or some of you could talk to the refugees.
Also, before fighting, I think it's better if we get all the information first.
I think getting information
We
before
don't know what we're
investigating
going to be
might
fighting, and I don't think we'll have the information we need until we get to the farms that are being affected.
I think getting there and being unprepared for what we might face would be worse than just figuring it out there and not being prepared.
I mean, regardless, I think we're spending a lot of time just discussing this rather than actually doing something.
I wanted to suggest that, like, since there's 6 of us, 3 of us can go investigate those lands, and 3 of us can go talk to the farmer. And then we can meet back here and then head to the farms that are affected.
I think that's a good idea.
I'd like to talk to the refugees.
I agree.
I'd like to speak to the farmer.
So who would like to speak to the farmer?
I mean, the farmer said he wanted to talk to you guys at the afternoon, so
we have time, guys.
Yeah. So I motion that we follow Arya and Rod's plan and go try to investigate before we come back and talk to the farmer.
Can I just ask, how long is it going to take to get to the farm and back? Because you said it was really far away. Is it going to take the whole day?
It's like an hour walk to the deeper farms.
Yeah, then we'll come.
Basically, what's going to happen right now is if you split up, you will be split up for a while.
Let's go to the farm.
But if we go, then we'll miss out on talking to the farmer because it will take us an hour to go.
But it's like, regardless, it's more important.
3 hours. We have 2 to 3 hours before we meet them.
Regardless, isn't it more important we talk to the refugees because they're the ones like at the site where they're with most impact?
No, they're not, because the attacks are happening in the northern farms, and these people near the city are much further away from the actual attacks.
Okay, I motioned the group. I feel like we should not split up at this moment of time. Moment in time, I feel like we should just head to the farm and see what is going on because we have some time until the farmer decides to speak to us.
Okay, sure, let's do that then.
I begrudgingly agree.
I'll take
All right,
flight
we head
on top of
northeast.
the group.
I'm sorry, Dornick Shifter was saying something?
No, I'll take flight on top of the group as like a scout.
Okay.
Has everyone settled in? Has everyone figured out what they're doing?
Yep, we're all going to the farm.
All right, so all of you are heading towards the farm, correct? Okay. As you guys keep going deeper into the farm, you start noticing that it's oddly empty. Like, you would expect farms to be livelier, right? But you notice that it's just devoid of people. Unlike, the few farmers that are out are mostly humans, and there are some farmhands who are goblins, orcs. I don't know, what are they?
The mostly the farmhands are mostly goblins, and the main farmers, like the owners, they're human.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, voice going bad. Okay, there aren't that many of them. There's like a few scattered, and they're all looking like a little spooked, more so than usual. They just look at you guys wandering through, and they avoid making eye contact as much as possible.
I whisper to the group, this problem might be a lot more deeper than we think it is.
Might be harder to talk to them. They might not be as open to discussing this issue with us.
Does anyone have a passive perception of 14 or higher?
Let me check.
Yes.
How do I check that?
Firzad, can you explain?
Make it 15 though.
Oh yes, I have it.
Your passive perception should be on the bottom left of your first page. In the character
it's
sheet.
15 for me.
Yeah.
It's 15 for me as well.
13.
Two people 15?
Same for me.
No, it's 13 for me. It's 13 for me.
Okay, one person.
No, it's 15.
I'm 15.
Diana, is your passive perception high?
So Dornick
No,
and
it was only
Corin.
14.
Dornick and Corin have 15.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do this one at a time. Dornick, you're still flying, right?
Yeah, I'm.
Okay, as you're hovering over the party and you're looking at the farmhands who are avoiding eye contact with you the most because you're just looking very out of place, you notice that they're just scattered about and trying to hide something. You notice there are traces of trails, like some things that've been like dragged through the ground that you can see from above in the air. They look like something heavy was being dragged through their farm crop areas.
The fields.
Corin, on the other hand, you from the ground, you notice similar body language of the farmers being just very, scared and whatnot. But looking at their fencing, you notice that there's chipped areas in a lot of them, like there were claw marks or something. Or something's broken out. The fence is broken in certain places. Like, there was some kind of altercation there.
Okay. And can I just ask about the thing you said, like something has been dragged along the fields?
You don't.
You don't know.
I
didn't
don't.
see that. You didn't see that.
Oh,
Dornick
okay.
saw that.
My bad.
Can I kind of try to see where the track leads to?
It's just like trails on the ground. Hang on, let me try and...
Oh, is it just like marks of like brake marks?
Yeah, like something heavy has been dragged through the ground. Something's been moving, basically.
Can I investigate the claw marks?
Yeah. Roll an investigation check for me, please.
While she does that, I'll come down to the group and I'll kind of tell everyone that, well, I can see some tracks of, heavy dragging, marks of heavy dragging. Maybe a body, maybe something else.
Okay, one at a time. Let's see Corin's roll. Oh, by the way, I don't think the rolls are working right now. Please go to the link I just sent.
Oh, okay.
Wait, where did you send the
where
link?
is the link? Oh, found it.
Roll a die.
Wait, where is it?
After she's done, can I do an Arcana check on the tool?
What is
Okay,
that?
so I got a 3.
What are you specifically doing an Arcana check for?
A magical trace, if it's a magical beast or something like that. I don't know.
You could check on the claw marks in case they're imbued with magic or something.
I'm just asking if it's possible. Like, I understand it's not.
I rolled an 18.
Okay, you rolled an 18. Are you making this up?
Yeah.
Is that
No,
your
I
base
can
roll?
just-
Is that your base roll or is that the combined roll?
Print screen.
No, I pressed roll.
Yeah.
And
And
wait,
did
I'll
you
show you a screenshot.
Did you roll a natural 18 is what I'm asking. Because I don't know what your modifier
What's a natural? Oh yeah, mine is +0, so I don't really have a modifier for investigate.
So you just got 18.
Yeah.
I believe her.
Okay.
Just upload the screenshot as well.
It's okay, I believe you. I just wanted to make sure like your base roll that you're not giving me like the whole roll and or you know.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't have any modifiers. I'm not adding anything to it.
Okay. Alright, so you investigate the claw marks. They don't look like any sort of normal beast that you're aware of. Like, it's not kind of a wild animal that would be plaguing the farms. And it certainly doesn't seem like the kind of monsters in the area that you're familiar with. But that's all you're mostly able to glean right now. You just don't have enough information.
Okay. Can I run a history check on the claw? Or
no further checks.
alright.
Yeah, I would like to kind of land near one of the tracks, and you said there were goblins, right? The farmers.
Yeah, but the tracks are also near the spooked farmers, by the way.
Oh, so
they're like kind of around that area doing something. That you
Wait, so have you told the group about the tracks?
No, not yet. So I'm directly gonna kind of land towards this spook. I'll try to talk to one of the goblins, but in Goblin, because that's the language I know.
Okay. So you fly down and speak to one of the goblins nearby?
Yes, and I would like to ask them, what's going on calmly, and what's this track's about.
Alright, the goblin is a little taken aback by the fact that you and Ara Cochran speak goblin. And some of the other goblins are also surprised and turn their heads in your general direction, sort of to eavesdrop in. The goblin says, "Hush! You're asking a lot of questions right now. Do you understand what you're getting yourself into?"
I'm trying to understand. Do you need help?
Okay, who are you, firstly?
Just a passerby.
Passerby? With those weapons? You an adventurer?
Maybe.
Are you here to help?
I'm just here to find out, because I'm here to kill.
Look, man, we're trying not to get in trouble here. The bosses, they've been spooked real bad. Shit's been going down on the farm for the last couple of days. We don't know what it is, but in the afternoons, after the sun sets, it's just been chaos in the town, in the farms.
Chaos. Do you know anything else? What kind of chaos?
We hear noises. We hear things being moved. It's loud. None of us dare venture out to look what it is. We don't get paid enough for that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The bosses, they work us real thin.
Where is your boss?
Look, he's over there in the farm. He's just covering up the tracks. Not good for business, you know. People come by. They're here for the fruits and the crops. They don't want to see big dragging marks on the ground. It's never good for farms if they see like a beast is attacking. Bad for business.
Thank you. I'll go back to the group and I'll convey that I can see a lot of tracks and marks of movement. It seems heavy. Could be bodies, could be anything else. I'm not sure. And I point to the guy who kind of looks like, who I was told that is the boss of this place, and I'm interested to talk to him.
I tell the group about my findings as well, about how there are some fences that have been clawed through or have parts missing. So it's probably a giant beast that have that have claws basically, but it's not any animal that we have encountered before, any animal or beast.
I look quite alarmed by the information, and I mutter, what could it be that could terrify so many people?
It seems like these activities are happening in the evenings or night times, so darkness seems to be a factor.
I asked Dornick Schefter if he was able to gather any information about what the beast looks like, or whether any of the villagers who have been affected have seen the beast.
Seems like they've been too scared. Nothing to say that beasts were attacking them, and they're trying to cover it up, as it's not good for them. I want to talk to the boss and find out more.
Okay.
I agree. Anyone else in the group have anything to say?
I agree with Dornick.
Dornick, did you see who the boss was? Do you know who the boss is, like, on the fields?
Yes, and I point at the man who's trying to cover up he's doing some sort of dirt work. It seems like he's trying to mess around with it.
Interesting.
All right.
Well, I would also like to approach him.
So
how many of you are approaching him, or any of you approaching him?
I'd say we shouldn't try to crowd him, or he might get spooked more. But probably,
I agree with Zorvax.
Probably since Dornick has already talked to one of them, maybe it might be a good idea for him to try again.
Yeah.
At most, we should send 2 people and not any more.
I'm happy to.
Okay. Does anyone want to go with him?
I would like to go with Dornick if the rest of you were.
But the rest of us aren't. So okay, so you and Dornick go talk to him then. We will wait until we get further information.
While this is going on, can I perform a nature check around the area?
Nature check?
Yeah.
Alright, sure.
Okay, so I'll just press roll and then add my modifier to it, right?
Yeah, but what are you trying to look for anything in particular?
I'm trying to know what kind of beasts or animals live in this area.
Okay.
Okay. So roll. And +2 to it. How do you add +2 to a 20?
Manually, do it in your head.
22.
Just tell me the base roll, and then we can add the numbers.
I got a 20.
Hey.
So
You're serious?
Yes, I am serious.
Bro, screenshot.
I know. Okay, this is what I'm actually gonna have to call a screenshot for.
Yes, I am sending it to the.
Hey, bro, I might use this program more often
Do
than
you
my
really
rolls,
think
you know?
anyone would lie about getting a 20?
Yes, I think you're more likely to lie about getting a 20. No one would lie about getting a 1.
But you know, they might just roll it again a few times till they get
I don't think anyone cares enough to lie.
I just rolled it, so.
She's a sweetheart.
Look at that beautiful roll.
Okay, look, I'm just doing it for everybody's sake. Okay, a natural 20. Jesus Christ, your druidic knowledge of nature is coming into clutch right now. You feel tension in the air, like you know the kind of beasts that occupy this area. Like they're the usual wild beasts, like wolves and bears and whatnot. But you can tell that they've been avoiding the surrounding farmland for a while now. You can tell creatures are just hesitant to be here. The birds are silent. They're not even flying nearby. You can't even hear them in the trees. It's oddly suspicious that you haven't heard the cries of a bird or anything like that. There's a wind rustling through the trees that also feels just a little bit unpleasant. the ecology of the land is just off to you. Like, you can't put your finger on it quite, but you know that nature right now, it doesn't feel happy.
So basically, nature has been scared by something.
But nature can't really get scared. It's more like it's off-putting.
Basically, there's something unnatural afoot.
Oh, okay. Also, I think it would be better, Nohan, if you just roll it for me.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to manage like a whole bunch of different windows, so like it's kind of easier on me if people are rolling themselves.
What if someone else just streams it
Or
and
no,
one person
you
does
could
the
just
rolls for
believe
everyone?
in people.
Like one of the players.
Do what, people?
You
Okay,
could
I'll
just
just
believe
stream
in
it.
people.
I'll just stream it.
I answered properly.
I said you could just believe in people. I don't think anyone cares enough to fake a roll.
Okay, sure.
I can stream it the next time I roll something, or
Yeah,
I can also
it's
roll
fine.
for
Someone
everyone.
can stream it and roll for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Somebody
do it.
please just roll for everyone.
I'll do it. I'll stream
Okay.
whenever the rolls are starting.
Yeah, I'll approach the guy the goblins point at.
Okay, who else is approaching? Is anybody else approaching?
Yeah, it's me.
So Dornick and Ariane Rod, everyone else is waiting.
Are you all just gonna wait there? Really?
Yeah, because
I think if we crowd him, we're going to spook him. So
The two of you decide.
That's what I say. I don't know what the group does.
Yeah, I'll stay with Zorberex.
yeah, me too.
Anybody else?
Staying with me.
I'll go with Dornick and Arion Rod.
I'll stay back.
I think that was everybody. Okay, so the three of you approached the farmer. He's a tall, slightly oldish man. Like, his hair is graying, but he looks like he hasn't slept in days. There are bags under his eyes. He looks at the three of you and he just mouths the word fuck. And he's just like, he looks away as if to like imply, leave me alone.
Sir, don't be afraid. We're here to help. Do you need any help?
What do you want?
Your men tell me you've been having trouble. Shows from your eyes. What's going
My
on?
man? Who's my man?
I point to the goblins working in the field.
You point at the goblin and he mouths the word fuck as well. He looks very annoyed and he just glares at you and sort of runs off.
You're
and
right.
the farmer's just like, well, hey, look, my boys are just a little bit chatty, all right? Let's not go. Why are you talking to the goblins? I'm the owner of this farm.
We're sorry. We didn't mean to upset you. We just heard that.
Heard what? Heard what?
We just heard that people on these farms might need some help, and we're here to provide extra hands for help.
Firstly, we don't need any help from the likes of you lot. Just you and your different people. Why is there so many of you anyway? He looks very uncomfortable, the fact that there's a crowd behind him just watching the three of you. Three of you is already bad enough, but why is there a crowd behind him? And he's just like, all right, you know what? Just go. Leave me alone. I don't need any of your help. Okay?
It sure doesn't sound like it.
Talk to us. We would really like to talk to you and have a conversation. Can I roll persuasion?
Sure. Roll for persuasion.
Tell me when to roll. Arian roll?
Whenever
you're ready.
It's a 19.
So that's a 21.
This website seems a bit.
You guys saw it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the farmer looks a little bit, sees the look in your eyes and feels like there's a genuine plea, like there's a genuine look in your face that says, yes, I'm trying to be on your side here. And he finally puts his guard down a little bit and says, all right, hush, all right? I don't want to spook the other guys in the other farms, okay? What is it you guys want? Who are you guys?
Well, we were just traveling through these lands, and we happened to hear a lot of stuff about people being hurt. And
bloody adventurers again.
Again.
No, there's always just adventurers going through these farms and whatnot, thinking like they can do stuff, you know?
What happened to the previous adventurers? Where are they currently?
we understand.
I don't know.
It must be
People say they
annoying
want to
have-
help, and then they end up just not helping us. What makes you think you guys are gonna be different, huh? Prove it to me.
We
I
will,
mean,
but before we can prove it to you, we need some information so we can really help to the best of our abilities. You know, could you tell us what you're doing right now with the digging?
Okay, look, I'm just trying to clean up the farm, okay? Things have been happening, like at night. I don't really know what, but I've heard from the doctor in town that people have been dying. People show up missing, their bodies in the fields just mangled and torn apart. And they don't look like any of the normal beasts, you know? Like, it's not wolves, not bears. It's certainly not bandits either. Bandits don't make claw marks like that. Sometimes we get, like, bodies who are still alive, but they're just, like, paralyzed in a coma. I don't really know much else than that. I'm no doctor. But all I do know is that I fear for my life. I ain't going out there at night.
Well, have you seen any of the bodies that are? Have you found?
I'm not gonna go look at that. I've seen one of them. It was a friend of mine. He was. And the farmer breaks down into silent sobs. He can't really speak to you much further. You get that this is the most you're gonna get out of him for now.
Okay, so we'll go back to the group and tell
One
them.
of the goblins ushers you closer.
I'll approach him.
He mostly points at Dornick, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
The goblin sort of
go back to
grabs Dornick by the little bird knees and shakes him. He's like, "What the hell's wrong with you, man? Why are you trying to ride us, the boss? Can't you tell Farmer James is a little upset?"
Yeah. Well, what can I do?
Look, man, if you want more information, just don't go talking about it so loudly, and don't go dragging us in either. Okay? Have some manners. And he just lets go of you and then huffs off.
Now I'll kind of shake my beak and my feathers, and I'll just give them a look, and continue walking towards the group.
So I tell the group that they've been finding bodies with claw marks that have been ripped apart in the fields at night, and that I think it's a good idea if we go talk to the doctor in town.
I also want to share something with the group that when I used my druidic power to look at the nature, I noticed that the nature is unsettled. So whatever beast is attacking this village is not something that's an animal or naturally occurring. It's something that has either come to this area or has been introduced to this area for any purposes.
I agree with Corin. Also, they've been finding bodies of people that are injured, that are paralyzed, which says that the creature either possesses some sort of demonic powers or magical powers or poison that would, incapacitate people.
It sounds like. Do you think it might be a demon like we faced the other day? Although this seems a lot more powerful.
It could be. Didn't Circuit tell us that the demon we fought was actually an underling? This area could be under attack. But
then why would it be separated? What if it if that thing was its minion, why would it just guard that place unless there's something in that still in that dungeon that is important to it? Or maybe that's where it is now. When the night comes, it ventures out in search of food.
Could be. We don't know what tunnels are under these lands. There could
But
be
if
tunnels
it's
it burns out of.
but if it's attacking them for food, wouldn't it eat them entirely and not leave them maimed or like leave them to die? Yeah.
I don't think it's eating them for food because they're leaving entire body parts.
They're leaving
So why
entire
leave
bodies, but I
behind?
don't see why, unless it's hunting for sport. That would imply intelligence.
I think it is being either controlled or ordered by something or someone, or it's doing it for sport, because I don't see any other reasons why it might attack the villagers.
Unless, could it be that those people are getting close to something it's guarding, and it's simply trying to protect something?
That could be one reason too.
But then, that wouldn't explain the scattered nature of the attacks. And it wouldn't explain why it's all the way out in this field, either.
We should find the doctor.
Yes, I don't think we have enough information to go off right now. I think we should try and get back to the town and talk to that man.
Yeah, I agree with Zorbax. I feel like we should go talk to the doctor about the bodies.
I look to the sky and try to gauge what time it is. Do I do a perception check or something? How is the
You
sun?
don't have to roll perception check.
Yeah.
Your conversation and your travels are taking a little bit. It's not much longer till you have to meet the farmer.
I just wanted to look into the sky, see how the sun's doing. Okay, so I tell the group that I think we should get back and talk to that farmer from before.
Okay, I'm done with that.
All right. Anyone else?
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All in favor? Then I begin walking. Then I begin walking.
Everybody satisfied?
Yep.
Okay. Who's heading towards the other farmer and is splitting?
No, we're not splitting.
Okay, everybody's heading towards the farmer.
Yes, I think
Okay.
so. Unless
So how many of you? Seven of you or something? Go back to where you first ran into the first farmer. The farmer just looks at all of you and he's just like a little bit confused and stunned. He wasn't expecting this many people.
But wait, no. I was gonna say maybe I should go ahead.
He looks a little bit wary now.
Okay, then I tell them. I mentioned to the group. I think you guys should leave me. I think I should have this conversation alone with him.
Yeah, I leave that area. I go out.
I go wander about.
Anybody else?
I'm just gonna keep hovering over the area that they wanted to meet. Just keeping scout.
Are you gonna be with an eye shot?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Who else is? So is everyone left? Well, except for
I haven't heard from Ningyo or Rico Porto.
I shall just follow what Zorvarax is doing.
Okay, so you're sticking with Zorvarax.
Yes.
Me too.
3 of you. Okay,
Sorry.
so the farmer is still a little bit nervous, even though your party size dwindled a little bit.
So I asked him, "Did you prefer we have this conversation alone?"
Hey man, look. I'm happy to talk right now, but like, so many of you? And the flying guy in the sky? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
I asked Dornick to land.
It's okay. I tell him it's okay. Chill, calm. I'm gonna leave then, and then I just depart.
I leave too.
Okay, so it's just Zorvarax left with Dornick still hovering, or
Yep.
is Dornick gonna land?
Yeah, I'm just minding my business, just hovering, looking around. Not
Well,
necessarily directly at them, just looking around.
I don't think we can do. I talked to the.
Well, the farmer now sort of just taps Zorvarax on the shoulder and beckons you to join him inside his homestead.
All right, I follow him.
Yeah. Dornick can fly around, but he can't really see anything except for a little bit of Zorvarax's tail through the window. You are now seated at the farmer's table.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Zorvarax.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. So we did go to the farms, and we have heard from one of the farmers that things have been happening at night mainly. That made them lose a lot of sleep.
Yeah, people have been dying. Bodies just turning up the following morning. We hear screams. We don't want to look. We don't really have a town much, you know. Like, we're a little bit too far up from the next big town, which is Windhaven, and they can't really send their town guard here to protect us. It's just kind of a little, you know, militia watch. But we've never really needed that. And now it's just kind of been...
How recently did the attack start?
I don't know. At first, it was just like... The bodies started appearing very recently. Maybe it's been like 2 weeks at most. But now that you mention it, now that I think about it, animals have been dropping dead a bit longer than that too. And also our area's just been strangely okay. Like even from like the usual disturbances of wild beasts. But like I don't know, man. Farm crop, people's animals been dying. Livestock just being ripped up. At first we just thought it was the wolves.
I heard from one of my teammates that there were lots of claw marks and some dragging being done. It seems like whatever this is, it has more than enough strength to move a whole person.
See, that's the funny thing. Bodies would turn up in places they shouldn't. The other day we found one of the farm boys. His body was just torn up and mangled on Farmer Jenkins's farm. Here's the kicker. Farmer Jenkins and him, and the guy whose boss that kid was, they've been having a rivalry for quite a while.
These targeted attacks.
I don't know, man. Look, man, I'm a small Jenkins. He's the big man in town. He's got the biggest farm of all of us. But the second biggest belongs to Farmer Resner. They've been gotten a rivalry for years.
So is Farmer Resner? Has he been having any attacks?
Oh, that's the funny thing. At first, it was just his animals. And then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks back, they stopped. And then the bodies start dropping.
Wait, so Farmer Resner's animals were getting attacked?
It wasn't just him at first, but his was like the most prominent. Almost half his livestock were wiped out in a week. Ain't no amount of wolves that just do that in 1 week, man.
God, this is a lot more than I thought it was. Do you think it's the work of more than one creature?
I don't know, man. I'm no expert. The smartest person in the town is the good old doctor. You should go speak to her.
The doctor must be having a lot of trouble with all this.
The doctor's just been getting bodies left and right, man. She's new to the area, but you could try speaking to her. She's known us long enough. We all love her. Takes care of us, keeps us in good health. Can't think of a better person in this town, honestly.
So you said there's been rivalries between Farmer Jenkins and Farmer Resnov. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any other farms that are upset with Farmer Jenkins?
Well, Farmer Ben's been having a lot of trouble, but then Farmer Ben died a couple days back. Farmer James took it really hard, you know?
God. So it seems that... So recently the most attacks have been to Farmer Jenkins, have they? Or the most recent one has been to Farmer Jenkins?
No, the most recent one was to Farmer James. Farmer Ben was on his body. He was Just saw him earlier. He looked real spooked.
I think we might need to talk to Farmer Jenkins, maybe. But they all seem pretty spooked out of their mind. They don't seem very willing to talk.
Well,
I feel
you
like
have murders going on your plots, and you think you want to speak to anybody? It's bad for business. And also, when you start thinking, like, when some of the other guys might be involved, then it gets a little bit iffy. He shudders violently. He's like, I don't want to think about that. And you know what? I feel like I've answered enough. People know me as the big mouth in town. Just, you know what? Go. I
Thank
know
you
they're
very
probably
much.
watching me.
Thank you for all your time. And I get up and exit.
I'll land next to Zorvrax and kind of, ask him what's going on.
It's a lot more. It's a lot more than we first thought. We might need to get. This might be more than just a wild animal. This might be the work of a person, or it might be the work of something a lot stronger than we think. So I think we should all talk about this together.
I agree. Anything about the doctor?
The doctor's been overworked lately, but I feel like above anything else, he might be the one we need the information from, since he has been claimed as the smartest person here.
We should find her for sure.
And then I keep walking.
Where's the rest of the party?
Well, I walk back to where we parted, and I guess I just wait there. I guess with Dornick, obviously.
What did you find out from the farmer?
Have you come back to me then?
Yeah, we're all gathered around you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should. I think this situation might be more than we think it is. I think we might need to talk about this somewhere else.
All right.
Rather than the middle of town.
Should we head to the doctor?
Probably.
Did you find an address?
He didn't give me one. He said, but she's the most well-known person in the town.
Oh, well, we could just ask someone else on the way.
Yeah, I think we should go do that now.
Before that, when is sunset? Like, how long till sunset?
It's afternoon then.
It's afternoon.
Yeah,
So
but how long left until sunset?
2 or 3 hours, I would say.
A couple more hours. You're gonna have to make a short rest.
That's an early sunset.
Because we have to be quick. We don't want to be wandering about after sunset, since the beast attacks at nightfall.
But isn't that when we should be out to see what the beast is and attack
I don't
the beast?
think we know what we're quite up against just yet.
Yeah.
I think, but I hate to think that if we leave it for another night, then in case someone else would get attacked.
Yeah, what if someone else dies? We can't. I thought we were here to protect these people.
No, we should wait until the beast attacks before we engage in combat, because us being out may even deter the beast from attacking.
We could try to seek refuge in one of the farms.
I think instead of talking for now, we should go talk to the doctor. We should have just about enough time to talk to them and then be able to get back to the farm.
Are there any people around who we can ask? Just be like, where's the doctor?
You could try just asking random farm people, I guess.
Yeah, just a random farm person. So I go up to a random farm person and ask them, where's the doctor's?
Some of the farm boys, younger farm boys, are speaking to y'all. They've been told not to speak to others, and it shows on their face. But since you're only asking about the doctor, they just sort of point inwards, as if to say, go further in to where the homesteads are.
I'm gonna kneel down next to one of the farm boys and ask, where is Farmer James's farm?
Farmer James? Well, Farmer James is like a little bit over there. He's I don't know, man. I don't get paid enough to remember who's who.
It's okay. We can ask the doctor. I'm sure the doctor will know everyone in town. and
What
where
about
they live.
Farmer Rosner?
Oh, you don't want to go there.
Oh yeah. What makes you say that?
Mm-mm-mm. He's a rough guy.
Well, I can handle a rough guy. And I'll kind of take my dagger out slightly.
He looks very nervous now. He just kind of like doesn't want to speak anymore.
So I speak to Dawn. I said, "Please sheath your weapon. We aren't here to fight."
And yeah, I'll continue with the group.
Okay, so I guess you guys just keep marching inwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so you come to like this very homely area. It's just a bunch of mostly just wooden huts and whatnot. They're all kind of clustered together. Not that many people live out here. This is more just residence lodging for farmers and whatnot have you. You see one hut that's a little bit bigger than the others, and a second hut sort of close to it that's similar in size.
Okay, so we make our way towards the larger one.
Yeah.
Well, as you approach the larger one, you notice that it's right now the door is locked, and there's no one inside as far as you can tell.
Is there anyone nearby?
Empty. No one wants to be out right now.
Well, what about
So I
the
look
second
towards-
hut, the smaller one?
Okay, as you approach the smaller one, you notice that you can hear voices coming from inside. You can hear the shouting of an old woman saying, like, "Get the bandages."
I ask the group, can anyone hear their voices properly?
Everyone can hear it. You're not deaf.
Oh, all right. So those is quite loud then.
Well, you can hear an old woman shouting for help.
Okay. I asked, do we want to disturb them in case we might cause her to injure the patient?
I mean, they're asking for help. Maybe we could help them too.
Are you sure? Do anyone else have medical practice?
I can heal and cure wounds.
All right, very well. All right.
They might
I don't think we
not
should all rush in there at the same time, though.
I have no interest. I'm
let's
just
just
walking
call
around.
out. Let's just call out and
Go
see
ahead.
if
Call
that's
out
the
then.
doctors.
Go ahead.
Just call out and be like, hello, we're looking for a doctor. We need a doctor.
You hear a voice shouting back from inside. Well, isn't everyone? It's the same old woman voice you heard.
Can I come in?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, I give Ariane Rod an inquisitive look, and then I follow her into the...
Alright, the door swings open, and you notice that it's quite packed. There's a lot of people in the beds. The beds are overflowing. There's some people on the floor. There are figures wrapped in white clothing, and you can see a little bit of red seeping out from them. You see one old woman who's a little bit shabbily dressed, but running around doing her best to tend to everyone. There are people in the corner of some of the beds who are just like looking worried at the patients. They must be family members or friends. The doctor just stops for a second, looks at you all, and then proceeds to carry on with her task. She's not really paying you much heed. She's just overwhelmed right now. She has one assistant who's a little goblin boy. Must be one of the farmhands who's just volunteering to help her out.
Well, I don't have any experience with healing, so I go back to the party and ask if anyone will be willing to help the doctor so that, she's not so overwhelmed.
We won't get any information unless her work is finished. She seems very work-minded.
I could go and help her.
That would be very nice if you could, Corinne.
Alright, then I go and help ask the doctor how I can help her heal the patients.
Well, I don't think you'll be able to heal any of these people, Missy. And she points at some of the more paralyzed ones. But you also see a bunch of people who have, like, some scratch marks and whatnot, have you?
Well, I know how to use my druidic powers to heal wounds and cuts and bites, so maybe I could be of some use there.
She raises an eyebrow and she's like, you know what? I'm not going to turn away help right now. I'm not like the rest of these guys. All right. She beckons you over to one of the bodies and says, patch him up.
I have to roll
You're going to have to use a spell slot on this, aren't you?
Yeah, I am just looking at my cure wounds thing. Sorry, what modifier should I use for that? I always ask for
You
exactly
don't have
what
to.
does.
You don't have to do anything.
You just have to use the slot, yeah.
Okay, then I perform cure wounds spell.
Okay. You perform your cure wound spell, and the cuts on the person's body sort of just patches up a little bit. It stopped the bleeding, but you notice upon further inspection that the person is just paralyzed and is in sort of like a coma. Your spell didn't really do much except probably just save him medically, but
his mind is still gone.
He's just paralyzed in bed.
Since he's paralyzed, I suspect that it's some sort of magical wound. Could I use Arcana to, think about what creatures could create wounds like this
and
and
use an
paralyze
Arcana roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Arcana check.
Okay, I'll roll. What's your modifier?
It's a
hang on a second. I'm trying to think if this is a valid Arcana roll.
It's a 1d20, right?
It's just trying to, is it relevant here? Can you, I think maybe if you wanted to detect if there's any magic in the room or something?
Mm-hmm.
Or magic being cast on this guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can do the roll. You can do the roll.
All right. Can everyone see the screen?
Oh,
yep.
Oh, it doesn't really matter if I see it. It's just matters if the GM sees it.
It's a 2.
Okay. You get nothing. That's it. No amount of knowledge is helping you right now. You're kind of drawing a blank because you're so disgruntled by seeing a sick person in bed.
Well, has Corin's health eased the doctor's work? Is the doctor?
What does the doctor?
The doctor looks a little relieved she doesn't have to patch up this claw marks. But other than that, it hasn't really done much. The doctor wipes sweat off her forehead and says, "Okay, the patient's a little stabilized. The rest of them look fine. I can spare you a couple of minutes."
Okay, great.
And she seems like she just looks a little exhausted, like she hasn't slept in the last week or so. But the look on her face is like sweet grandmotherly. She's very well meaning. You can tell.
I say I very much appreciate the work you've done. We'd like to hear about what kind of patients you've been coming across recently.
Right? Thank you. Not everyone appreciates my help here, and she just sort of glares a little bit in the back. But she just looks stressed. She doesn't really mean it. You can tell. She's a little relieved and she's not having to focus on the patients for a little bit, and she turns to Zorvarax and replies, "Well, I don't know what it is. You guys look like adventurers, but I don't know, how do I explain it? People have been dropping up, bodies just showing up. I just try and tend to them as much as possible. By the way, my name's Thelma Louise."
Thelma Louise. Yes. So Thelma Louise. What was the
Dr.
worst?
Louise, please.
Okay, Dr. Louise. What's the worst case you had in the recent weeks?
She gestures to the white linen wrapped bodies on the floor. What do you think?
See, is there like a pervading cause of death in these cases?
Honestly, not much that I can tell.
Is it just blood
These
loss?
bodies will show up the next morning, and we're a little bit far off from the farms itself, but we can hear the screaming from here. We don't dare go out. We don't really have much of ways to protect ourselves.
Sounds like a slow, agonizing death. It's not instant then.
I don't know. I don't get close enough to the bodies early enough to see them. But whatever it is, they've been in a lot of pain. But not everyone's been dead. And she gestures some of the ones who were still like on the beds. They're just paralyzed.
Dr. Lewis, I wanted to ask, since you're a doctor and you've probably tended to more animal bites before, do any of these wounds seem familiar to you? Is it any animal that you've encountered before, or is it something completely new?
Well, I don't know any animal outside of these farms that do anything like that. But I'll tell you one thing, though. Whatever it is, ain't normal.
Have you found any traces of poison?
Poison?
In the bodies at all?
Poison in the bodies. Poison in the bodies. I don't know. Doesn't seem like they've been poisoned.
If whatever it is using magic to deal wounds, to deal this paralysis, and it might be sentient. Is my worry.
I don't know. I'm just nervous. And we've been getting a lot more of these bodies than we can handle. People are scared. People want to leave.
I'm gonna kind of come up next to the door, still on the outside, and nod at the doctor, and softly ask him, "Doctor, you know of Farmer Reznor?"
She kind of grasps your arm tightly and says, "Not here, son."
Well,
is there anything anywhere we could talk? What about the larger building? It's locked.
Well, she says, "Okay, come to my personal home." And she sort of points at another large house, like sort of behind this one. A little bit later, we can talk there. I can also give you a little bit of lodgings. I'm not really there much.
Thank you, Doctor.
But I'm too busy in here.
Are you sure you don't need any more help here?
No, I'm good. I think y'all should just not crowd here right now. People are getting nervous seeing a lot of you and your weapons.
Very well. Then I turn around and leave.
Yeah, we go to her house.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that everyone?
Do the quiet ones have anything to add? A lot of you have been quiet for a while, so I'm just double checking in.
I'll go to the house.
Yeah, I'm just working. Yeah. Well, I'll go to the house.
Alright, all of you guys go to the house, I guess.
Okay.
Well, you notice the door is locked. You can't really get inside, but right now there's a porch, and you guys kind of just sit there, I guess, waiting.
Can I look around the surrounding areas, kind of see what's going on?
Yeah, sure.
So while we are sitting there, I then talk to whoever the members that are left, and I start telling them about the things that I talked about with the other farmer.
To the party?
Yeah.
Okay. Party's been filled in, I guess. Reactions?
Oh, I didn't hear any of these because I wasn't close by.
No, yeah,
you've been filled in first, haven't you?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the stuff I kind of assumed because of the information I gathered from my nature check and from investigating the area.
Do you react to my information at all?
Yeah, I think it's like a very vicious creature because of all of the information that has been relayed. Seems like the creature has an agenda of its own.
Could you repeat the farmer thing again? Like, which farmer is being attacked and what is going on with
essentially it was Farmer Jenkins that was he had someone turn up dead on his farm, and that it was him and Farmer Reznov, who was it Reznov?
Yeah.
That was his name. So between them there was a rivalry between them, and also I think there was Farmer, was it Bob something?
Ben.
Ben, who was killed recently, and
That's probably the friend of the farmer we talked about.
Yeah.
We talked to.
So the main thing I got was that there's been a rivalry, but at the same time, there's been people who, like, it seems like there's a motive behind it. It seems like people are going after the person who's like the biggest farmer around.
Do you think maybe, I mean, this might be a bit of a stretch, but do you think maybe one of the farmers was controlling the creatures, trying to, get rid of his rival, and then the creature went out of control?
I don't think a single farmer can have that power.
It really hurts me that I can't help these people. The problem seems so much more serious than I thought it would be.
So I motioned the group. So do you guys want to wait till night and wait for the creature to come out, so we can actually observe, like hide and see what it actually is, try and find out?
We are just as likely to get ambushed.
I don't think we're likely to get ambushed. The creature doesn't know we're here, and it's just targeting the farmhands. But I think we should investigate the bodies a little more and talk to the doctor afterwards before we head out.
I mean, we've already spoken to the doctor. I don't think there's any more information we can gather from her.
She wanted to talk more about Farmer Reznov.
Yeah, she wants to talk about the farmers.
Alright, then let's do that.
So, I asked you, what do you think? We can either try and set up a trap or set up some sort of investigation, or we can listen to what the farmer says first. I mean, the doctor says first.
We can do both. So we'll just talk to the doctor first, and we can wait for the creature. We can wait to see what the creature actually is. So if the creature actually attacks anyone, we can go and deal with the creature.
All right. Anyone else have any qualms with that? Very well.
I'm just gonna go out of my way as a DM to just push the players who've been quiet a little so far to interact a little bit more. Y'all have been like just railroading yourselves. Basically, what I'm saying is do something. Poke you with a stick.
Sorry.
You know who you are.
Okay, so I sit inside the doctor's house and wait for the doctor.
Wait, it's locked.
You guys are waiting on the porch.
We haven't gone to
for
her
her
yet.
to come back.
Okay.
You have to wait for her to be finished.
Has everyone said what they've needed to said?
Did I find anything? Like, as I'm looking around?
Ningyo, did you react to my information at all?
I tried to, but I got cut off a few times.
Sorry.
Oh, I never heard her, guys.
Yeah, I was speaking, but no one said anything, so I just...
Oh, I don't think I actually heard you then.
Yeah, I didn't hear you guys. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
I see you unmuting, so I'm like, oh, are you about to say something? I feel like you're
I did. I was saying everyone is being so suspicious. No one wants to give any information. Well, then who gave the job listing to the guild? It must have been someone. There is more mysteries afoot than we are aware of.
That's right. Why have we not brought up that there was someone who requested this? If we can find the person who did, they might be the one who might give us the best information. Or this might be something that was done anonymously. There's
I
someone
think it's worth it to go talk to Circuit, find out who did it, but that's quite a while away.
It might put more people at risk if we do that.
Rico Porta, do you have
Yeah, I feel like
Rico?
we should Rico, yeah.
Yeah, so
You haven't said anything.
I also tried to help the doctor. I don't know if you heard that either. Probably not. I get the vibe.
Just wondered if you had any input. Rico?
I don't really have anything to say. I just kind of want to figure out what's doing all the damage.
Okay.
That, like, get around and see for what it is, investigate what it is, and that's about it.
Did you react to my information at all?
Not really.
All right. Then you're okay with talking to the doctor, are you?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
So what does the party want to do now? Are any of them about or doctor?
No one, you got cut off.
Oh, sorry. Is the entire party just gonna wait at the house, or is anybody doing anything?
Well, I've
I
been
wanted to.
Dornick is looking around, but
Dornick is sort of flying around in the area, I guess.
Yeah, I wanted to suggest that the ranger also joins Dornick because it would be helpful if someone is on the lookout for us.
I am the ranger.
Does the ranger have anything to say?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind.
Okay,
Because-
so Rico Puerto and Dornick sort of make their way out, and what are you guys doing? Can you describe it in more detail for me, please?
For me,
I think we're just sitting around.
Not
sorry.
you guys.
yeah, the scout team.
Scout team, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for any sort of marks or anything unnatural that's in the area, and also trying to see if there's anyone around that we can talk to, question, and trying to see what the whole area looks like, how many houses are there, or
Okay,
people's reactions.
so from high up as you're flying, you notice the various different farms around the area. You notice one farm that's a little bit bigger than the others, and across from it, just on the edge of that farm, another biggish farm, but it's not as big, it's a little bit smaller. And that's a bit towards the opposite end of the direction you just came in from.
Does he see any forests nearby? Oh, well, I can't ask that.
Are there any big bodies of water as well?
There's like a small stream flowing through nearby. It's not a big body of water, but it's just enough for farmers to, collect water from.
Okay.
Does he see any forests near any of the farms, or is it just flat land?
There's like a little bit of wood patches here and there. It's not really forested, except for like a bit beyond like the edge of farmland. But that's outside of your jurisdiction.
Okay.
Do I see any houses next to these big farmlands, or?
You can see an aerial view of the village. It's a little bit like just scattered homesteads here and there. There's a few more like running up. Like it's what you expect from farmland.
Mm.
You see grass for many miles, and then suddenly house, and then grass again.
But I can definitely distinguish the two bigger farms compared to the others.
Oh yeah, you can definitely tell these are separate farms.
Does he see any livestock or anything left out?
Does he see any what?
Livestock or anything left out?
That's the funny thing. It's kind of empty for farmland. There aren't as many livestock as you see, especially on the smaller end, like on the smaller farm side. But you also see like traces of like drag marks, like just little disturbances in the land that sort of catch your eye as being uncanny.
Can I
Or present on the bigger farm.
ask what time it is? What time of day?
It's late afternoon now.
3 p.m.
Oh, okay, so they're still light out, right?
They're still light out.
Yeah, they're still
You
light
weren't
out.
close to sunset yet.
Okay. What does
Must be
Rico
some
see?
sort of trap we can lay, maybe. They're expecting it. So it recently attacked Farmer James's farm, right? If I'm
James.
correct.
No, James. Yeah, James.
Okay, let me backtrack and give you the whole explanation again because I need to keep track of it myself. So in the last week or so, bodies have been popping up. At first, before that, what the forest farmer told Zorbarak was livestock were disappearing and then showing up as dead on Farmer Resner's farm. Farmer Resner has beef with Farmer Jenkins and thought it was Farmer Jenkins' doing. Farmer Jenkins hasn't really said anything. Jenkins has had bodies showing up, like human and goblin bodies. The farmers and farmhands who work for them and other people are showing up on their farm.
Could you go back a second and start that with what happened at the start? Like, it was Farmer James?
Okay. Hang on. All right, let's do this one more time.
Okay.
Resner is the second, is the smaller farm. It's the second biggest farm in the area. Resner's livestock has gone missing and then turns up mysteriously dead in like over a week. Half of his livestock wiped out. Bad for business.
Arab, your keyboard's very loud.
I was trying to type. Sorry.
No. You keep typing. You're actually doing me.
Oh, but no, he was telling Nuhan. He was telling you to write stuff down. Okay, let him do the work. Okay. My bad.
Are you writing it down?
I'm not anymore.
You keep writing it down. I don't mind.
Write it. Just
write it down.
Okay, hang on.
Right.
I can't say the story and write it down at the same time. I say the story, then I'll write down the main details.
It's fine. Merab can write it down. Just mute.
I think it was fine when Merab was writing down.
No, but
no. I have to write it down anyway for my own purposes. But like, you can keep a copy of it for yourself. I'll give you the finer details. So let me just go over the story so I know what I'm saying and I don't get mixed up. Is that all right?
Yeah, it's just Farzad told me not to do it, so yeah.
Okay, yeah, don't do it. You don't have to do it.
Okay.
I'll give you all the information. So Farmer Resner's livestock, yada yada yada, disappears, killed off, half of it gone 1 week, shows up on his farm. Farmer Jenkins, farm nearby, big rival farm. Nothing really happens to him until about 2 weeks ago when bodies start showing up on his farm. People are dying. Human farmhands and goblins and others who work for them and, in the area, drop dead, mangled, paralyzed. Some are still alive, some are definitely not alive. It's kind of hard to be alive when you're mangled apart. But the few who are alive are taken to the doctors and they're being treated. Other bodies are sort of being kept there as a morgue. Not too long back, Farmer James and Farmer Ben, who are friends, Farmer Ben ends up mysteriously disappearing overnight, and then next morning he's found on Farmer James's land. That's the general recap, I think. Have I missed anything? Someone correct me.
Well, farmer.
What?
So it started with livestock, then it moved up to farmhands, and now one of the farmers is dead. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Like one of the farm owners. He's not just...
Yeah.
The most high-profile death so far is a farm owner.
Were all the livestock dead, or were any of them also mangled and paralyzed?
Livestock are mostly torn apart. Don't think there were no paralyzed. Actually, no, there were some paralyzed ones, yeah.
That's interesting. So is it after food? It doesn't seem like if it's leaving whole...
Yeah, if it's leaving bodies, it's not after food. But if the bodies are mangled, they could be after body parts.
By the way, this is all information Zorvarax has shared. None of this is outside information.
Yeah.
You know exactly what Zorvarax knows.
Yeah, no, we're just discussing it.
Right.
Yeah, because we're just sitting there.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
So the body that Corin cured, could we go back and check on the person and see if they're awake, so we could maybe question them about what they saw before they were attacked?
Who was that directed at?
Just the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go and check on the doctor, see what she's doing.
I think we should leave the doctor alone because she might be busy, and if we go up to her, it might just phase her. they might just bother her.
We should do something. I feel like we should just not sit around here for ages.
I want to inspect the bodies again and the dead bodies. We have to go inside for that.
I think that would look weird in front of everyone else, but
I'm gonna
Run
land.
to both farms.
Okay, by the way, while you guys are discussing the scout team, Dornick is flying up, and I've given you Dornick's information. Dornick, I don't know what you're doing with that information, but these guys technically don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
land.
if you want to relay that information, now is Rico Puerto. As you're walking by, you're doing this on foot. You sort of drift off and you wander out, just looking around, see what you find, and you come back to that first farmer, the one who was speaking, the one who broke down not too long back.
Yeah. I say go and say hello to him. How's he faring now?
Okay, so you go up to him and he looks shaken, but he's still shaken, but he's a little bit better than before. He's not a sobbing mess. And he's just like, "Oh, it's you again. What do you want?"
I'm just roaming about, getting the lay of the land, basically.
And he just looks tired and depressed. And he's just like, "He was my friend, Ben. Ben. It still hurts to say his name. It just happened not too long ago. And on my farm of all places, I thought it was just Jenkins and Resner doing this to each other. But Ben? What business did Ben have with them?"
Can I do an insight check on him?
Sure, roll for insight.
So me, huh?
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, can you see my stream?
Yes, sir.
19.
He's 100% truthful. He's not hiding a single thing from you.
Okay, interesting. Well, I didn't know about this, man. I tell him I assure him that we'll get to the bottom of this and figure out what caused Ben's death.
He grabs you by the hand and says, "Thank you, adventure." And he says, "Just go check out Ben's farm, see if you can find anything there. I don't know. I just feel like those two are involved in this somehow.
Okay,
I don't know why they had to drag Ben into this, but get avenge him for me."
I will do that for sure. Thank you for your information. I'll be sure to get vengeance for you.
Alright.
And then I head back to everyone to tell, start heading back to everyone to tell them this.
Yeah, I return to the group as well and relay the information.
Scout team's given you your information. Now discuss.
Okay, so I think it's definitely a creature from the forest. So I feel like we should go ahead with our plans and hide and see what happens at night.
I mean,
if any creatures appear.
This Ben dude's farm, and we could go check that out.
I agree. I think
go to the farm of the person who's having dead human bodies, like the farmhands, the one where the farmhands are dying. I think we should go hide there.
We have a lot of time until sunset, so we could do that later. We can do some other.
Well, we have to decide. Some of us can either wait.
Okay, let me give you guys a quick scale of distance. You could probably go visit one of these farms and interact with them. And maybe if you have time, if they're nearby, you can interact with one of the other farms. But it's going to be a tight call if you do.
Is that before?
No, we want to stay there at night. We want to, don't we? We want to.
Yeah,
I'm saying, if you go to investigate someplace right now, it will take time. Getting there takes time. Interacting with people takes time. And if you're trying to come back, that also takes time.
No, but we'll.
So take that into account.
Will it be nightfall by the time we're finished investigating one?
Yes, basically.
Yes. Okay.
It will start getting closer to sunset.
Okay, so we have to decide then. Either we go investigate the farm, or we wait to talk to this doctor.
Okay,
Okay,
quick clarifying question. Was Rico Puerto there when Zorvarax was filling everyone in?
No.
Yeah.
mm,
No.
Rico
He
Puerto
he
answered.
left, right, for scouting.
Did you guys
I was
reach out
going
before or
okay.
after this story?
Oh, okay.
I went scouting like a bit after Dornick did.
And did Dornick go after the story?
No, I
No,
had
you
nothing.
appreciate-
I
before
had
the
nothing.
story.
Okay, so Rico Puerto has no idea of like the whole web of. Is that correct? Is that what I'm
Yeah.
getting?
He doesn't know about, so he
Okay.
hadn't actually heard about Farmer Ben or anything.
Okay.
I think
So
I
Rico,
heard
Rico,
about.
do you?
I think I had heard about it on our walk. Did you reveal it?
Yeah,
to me?
Dornick was filled in first.
Yeah.
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 So Rico's the only one who doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I
Rico,
for
do you
real, I've been zoning out a lot.
Okay, Rico, have you talked to, like, I saw that you talked to one of the farmers. What did he have to say?
Well, the farmer said that he's torn about Ben's death, and he feels like Jenkins and what's the other guy's name?
Reznor.
Resnick probably have something to do with it, and said that it would most likely we might be able to find something on Ben's farm.
Find something on his farm. So we can either go investigate his farm, or we can talk to the doctor.
How long are you guys gonna harass this doctor? Like, she is busy.
She wanted to talk to us. She had information to tell us. She literally told us to wait.
If this farmer thinks that it's between Jenkins and Reznor, then this information might be crucial.
Exactly.
Okay. Let me give you guys a bit of time. The doctor probably won't take that long because the doctor is next door. But if you go to visit any of the farms, any of the 3 farms, then it will take a while.
Do we want to split up then?
Why don't we just wait, finish up at the doctor's, and then go to one of the farms?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if we split up right now, the team that goes to the farm will not have the information that is very crucial to facing the beast.
Exactly.
Okay.
And if it's nighttime, we don't want to be split up at night.
Yeah.
Alright, so do we all want to stay here?
Yeah, let's wait until the doctor frees up.
Lucky for you guys, as just as when you decide this, the doctor is heading out from her, little doctor hut to
Speak with
come
the devil.
towards you guys, and she
Her
politely nods and
chamber?
says hello.
I move out of the way so she could get to her house.
And she just goes inside, pulls out a chair, and then sits with you all and says, "Okay, what is it that you all want to know?"
So I've heard recently that there's been some issues between Farmer Jenkins and Farmer Reznor.
Recently, they go way back, sonny boy. Even before I was here, they've been at it as long as everyone here remembers. Old families who've been running farms for a while. Resnor's fallen a bit on harder times, but Jenkins has made the most of it. He's been basically running the farms. He's the big boss.
You said Reznor was a little rough. Has he ever made any threats towards Farmer Jenkins?
Oh, they make threats towards each other all the time. I've never seen them go into violence before, if it is violence. But it was fine until a couple weeks back when the bodies started showing up. His livestock goes missing, just died, dead, or paralyzed. At first, I just thought it was the beast or something. Now I'm starting to think otherwise.
Does Farmer Reznor blame Jenkins for that?
Oh, they both blame each other. I mean, if bodies start showing up on your farm, wouldn't you blame somebody else?
Oh well,
What about-
At first, the livestock thing was just fine, but then the human bodies, the goblin bodies, the people bodies start showing up. Then Jenkins starts getting concerned. He gets mad at Reznor and he says he has beef with them. And then Farmer Ben somehow gets tangled in them. I remember seeing the 3 of them arguing and shouting.
They were arguing recently.
Yeah, they seemed very aggravated by something. They were both yelling at Farmer Ben. Farmer
Ben.
James eventually came up and stopped the 2 of them, but I didn't really hear anything.
Who was Farmer Ben fighting with?
Old Man Resner and Jenkins.
Oh.
So it seems that Farmer Resner and Jenkins were arguing about something and Ben got involved somehow. And James is the one that broke it up. That might mean James might know something that he hasn't told us yet.
The
Or
doctor
James
takes out a pipe and starts smoking.
You said Resner was a rough man. Does he have any history behind that term?
Nothing really bad, but his family's always been a bit on the, they tend to hire bandits and whatnot to keep some of their crops in check. I know they've been attacked by other people in the past before, but if anyone were to hire outside help, it'd be Resner.
So, Dr. Lewis, would you say that Farmer Resner would seek our help? Like he would contact the guild and seek our help?
I don't know if he contact no guild or nothing, but if somebody in this town wanted help solving any bloody livestock problem and now bloody people problem, it'd probably be Farmer Resner.
Okay, thank you for that.
And now she sort of stops smoking and says, I'm going to head back. I don't think I can stay out here for too long. But I think I trust in y'all to keep this town safe.
Thank you for helping us. I know it was difficult considering your busy schedule.
She just politely nods and walks away in a bit of a huff, in a hurry.
Okay, so which farm should we go to?
Definitely Farmer Resner, since he's the one who is most likely to contact us and ask for help.
I want to go to Ben's farm.
If Ben farm.
Wait, are we still in the house with the woman, with the doctor?
You're kind of on the porch. You guys are just kind of like outside.
Okay,
We have to decide where to go.
Can I still ask her a question?
She's gone.
She's gone.
Oh, damn it. I'm going to ask what happened to Farmer Ben's farm after he died.
We're about to find out.
I mean, we can go and find out.
No, let's go to the farm.
We might not be allowed on the farm, is what I meant, but...
We don't have to ask for permission. We can sneak in.
It's
a big farm.
Plus, Farmer Ben's a little dead.
Exactly, and it's dark out, so there won't be anyone nearby.
It's just my caution speaking.
It's okay. Sometimes you just throw caution to the wind. So let's tally ho. Come on, Chupa.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, hang on. Slow down a little bit. Just, tell me who's going where.
We're going to Farmer Ben's farm,
Yeah,
aren't we?
We're all going to Farmer Ben's farm, I guess.
You guys need to stop following me.
Apparently we got to throw caution to the wind, so...
Alright, you're all going to Farmer Ben's is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Before
sure.
you guys do that, I'm just gonna double check in with y'all. How are y'all feeling? Are we gonna continue, or are you guys getting tired?
No, I'm stopped here. No, it's very late in the night. I might go to sleep right now, so it's better to stop here.
Yeah, I'm giving you guys the opportunity to dip if this is getting too much, because this might go on a while. I'm getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to.
I'm going
Better to continue some other time.
I think
You guys can take a short rest. I will keep it as in-game time of 1 hour because you guys are still knackered from the previous day's adventure. But the time will be 4 p.m. when you guys return.
Okay.
Afternoon.
So I'm happy to keep going, but yeah, whatever the group.
Yeah, I don't think I can keep going if one person dips, considering a lot is happening.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Okay, I guess we'll reconvene another time then.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're saving it for next week then.
Quick save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.